What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm on a call with Monster Jam Firestorm and Dallas Videos.
What up? What up, everybody? One last final ride.
And I am here with Sign Up Series 100, the last ride. That is right, guys. This is the final Sign Up Series event, and after that, the Sign Up Series is officially retired. So, let's make this a good one. So, yeah, we're going to kick things off with the Black El Toro Loco and Overcharged Max D, and we're using the 6-lane drag strip. So how it goes is whoever triggers the finish gate first wins. So obviously Max D's in lanes 5 and 6, and El Toro Loco in lanes 1 and 2. If lane 1 and 2 get triggered, that's El Toro Loco. If lane 5 and 6 get triggered, that's Max D. So enough chit chat, let's do this. And the first win goes to El Toro Loco. Next up, we have the Street Treats Gravedigger and the Gold Max D. And Gravedigger, I guess, will get the win, because he crossed the line first. All right, next up, we have the Street Treats El Toro Loco and the Orange Velociraptor. And El Toro gets the win. Next up, we have the Green Bel Air Avenger taking on the 2025 El Toro Loco Battle of Series 40 trucks. Oh, and El Toro gets the win. Next up, we have the Electric Crew Blue Thunder taking on the Series 37 Salvager. And Salvager gets the win. Next up, we have Sparkle Smash taking on the Yellow El Toro Loco. And Sparkle Smash wins. All right, next up we have Street Treats Megalodon taking on the Series 40 Tempest Steed. And Tempest Steed gets the win. Next up we have the Series 40 2025 Training Trucks Megalodon taking on the Street Treats Sparkle Smash. Oh, and Sparkle Smash gets the win. Next up we have the Series 36 30th Anniversary Gravedigger taking on the Blue Velociraptor. And Gravedigger gets the win. Next up, we have Bad News Travels Fast taking on the Gold Thor. And Bad News will win. Next up, we have a Marvel truck battle between the Black and White Spider-Man taking on the Shield. And the Shield gets the win. Next up, we have Thunder Bass taking on Iron Man. And Iron Man gets the win. Next up, we have the Green Ghost Gravedigger taking on the reigning championship truck, the Global Avenger. And Global Avenger will stay alive. Next up, we have the Series 13 Backwards Bob taking on the 5-pack variant of the Fire and Ice El Toro Loco. Oh, and El Toro Loco with the come-behind win. All right, next up, we have the Kaleidoscope Megalodon taking on the pickup truck BKT. And BKT gets the win. Next up, we have the Black Max D taking on Black Pearl. And the Black Pearl will take the win. Next up, we have the Overcharged Gravedigger taking on the Series 3 Singles Venom. And Venom takes the win. Next up, we have Overboard taking on the Yellow Max D. And Max D takes the win. Next up, we have the 25th Anniversary Gravedigger taking on the Trophy Champions Bone Shaker. And Bone Shaker gets the win. Next up, we have Totaled taking on Really Gotta Go. And Really Gotta Go defeats Totaled. All right, next up, we have Loco Punk and the Power Smashers Gunkster. And Gunkster defeats Loco Punk. Next up, we have the Megalodon Ride Truck with Feathers taking on Myers Manx. And Myers-Manx gets the win. Next up, we have Samson taking on Podium Crasher. And Samson gets the win. Next up, we have Ramblin' Wrecker taking on Rebel Lion. And Rebel Lion gets the win. Next up, we have Undertaker taking on the Red Snakebite. And Undertaker gets the win. Rest in peace. All right, next up, we have the Joker taking on the Uno Night Shifter. This is Cool McGee's race. If you guys remember him, he's friends with Lego Fan 506. And Uno Night Shifter takes the win. All right, next up we have Godzilla taking on the trophy champions Mega Rex. And Mega Rex will defeat Godzilla. Next up we have Black Panther taking on the Haphazard Steer Clear. And Steer Clear will take the win. Next up we have Oscar Mayer Wienermobile taking on the trophy champions Gangster. And Oscar Mayer will take the win. Next up, we have Lil Holland 64 taking on the Police Night Shifter. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. And Lil Holland 64 will take the win. All right, next up, we have Power Smashers Bone Shaker taking on the Winter Soldier. And Bone Shaker takes the win. Next up, we have Baja Buster taking on the rarest ride truck, the Blue Thunder ride truck. Here we go. And Blue Thunder ride truck gets the win over Baja Buster. Next up, we have the trophy champions Bigfoot taking on Potty Central. And Bigfoot takes the win. Potty Central flushes himself down the toilet. Next up, we have the Power Smasher Skelosaurus taking on Poison Pinto. And Poison Pinto gets the win. Next up, we have the 50th anniversary Bigfoot taking on Avenger Fire. And Bigfoot 50th gets the win. Next up, we have Thor Series 1 taking on the regular Spider-Man. And Spider-Man gets the win. Next up, we have War Machine taking on Bakugan Dragonoid. And War Machine gets the win. All right, next up, we have the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior taking on the Power Smashers Bigfoot. And Bigfoot gets the win. All right, and the final race of round number 1 is the Power Smashers Rhinomite taking on the All Gold Bigfoot. And Bigfoot gets the win. Alrighty, before we go to round number 2, we are going to need one fast loser. So these are the 2 trucks I've selected to get an opportunity to come back. We have the Green Avenger and Overboard. And Avenger wins. All right, everyone, we are now at round number 2. We're going to kick it off with the Black El Toro Loco and Street Treats Gravedigger. And Gravedigger gets the win. Next up, we have the Street Treats El Toro Loco taking on the 2025 El Toro Loco, Battle of the El Toro Locos. And the Street Treats El Toro Loco gets the win. Next up, we have Salvager and Sparkle Smash. Oh! Salvager came behind and win. Holy cow. Next up, we have the Series 40 Tempest Steed taking on the Street Treats Sparkle Smash. And Tempest Steed defeats Street Treats Sparkle Smash. Next up, we have the 30th Anniversary Gravedigger taking on Bad News Travels Fast. And Gravedigger defeats Bad News. Next up, we have Shield taking on Iron Man. And the Shield gets the win. Next up, we have the Global Avenger taking on El Toro Loco Ice. And El Toro Loco Ice takes the win. What an upset. Next up, we have BKT taking on Black Pearl. And the Black Pearl will take the win. Next up, we have Venom taking on the Yellow Max D. And Venom takes the win. Next up, we have the Trophy Champions Bone Shaker taking on Really Gotta Go. And Bone Shaker defeats Really Gotta Go. Next up, we have Power Smashers Gunkster taking on Myers Manx. And Myers Manx gets the win. Next up, we have Samson taking on Rebel Lion. And Rebel Lion gets the win. Next up, we have Undertaker taking on the Uno Night Shifter. And Undertaker gets the win. Next up, we have the Trophy Champions Megarex taking on Steer Clear Haphazard. And Steer Clear will get the win. Next up, we have Oscar Mayer Wienermobile taking on Lil Holland 64. And Oscar Mayer takes the win. Next up, we have the Power Smashers Bone Shaker taking on the Blue Thunder Ride Truck. And Bone Shaker gets the win over the Blue Thunder Ride Truck. Next up, we have the Trophy Champions Bigfoot taking on Poison Pinto. Oh, and Bigfoot defeats Poison Pinto. Next up, we have the 50th Anniversary Bigfoot taking on the Amazing Spider-Man. And Spider-Man defeats Bigfoot 50th Anniversary. Next up, we have War Machine taking on the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And War Machine defeats Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And the final race of round number 2 is the all-gold Bigfoot taking on the green Bel Air Avenger. Oh, and Bigfoot takes the win. All right, we are now at round number 3. We're going to kick it off with a Street Treats battle between Gravedigger and El Toro Loco. And El Toro gets the win. Next up, we have Salvager taking on Tempest Steed. And Tempest Steed takes the win. All right, next up, we have the 30th Anniversary Gravedigger taking on Shield. Oh, and the Shield takes the win. What an upset. Next up, we have El Toro Loco Ice taking on Black Pearl. And Black Pearl defeats El Toro Loco Ice. All right, next up, we have Venom taking on the Trophy Champions Bone Shaker. And Bone Shaker defeats Venom. Next up, we have Myers Manx taking on Rebel Lion. And Rebel Lion defeats Myers Manx. Next up, we have The Undertaker taking on Steer Clear. And Steer Clear defeats The Undertaker. All right, next up, we have the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile taking on the Power Smashers Bone Shaker. And Bone Shaker defeats Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. All right, next up, we have the Trophy Champions Bigfoot taking on the Amazing Spider-Man. And Bigfoot defeats Spider-Man. All right, and the final race of round number 3 is War Machine taking on the all-gold Bigfoot. And Bigfoot defeats War Machine. All right, we are now at round number 4. We're going to kick it off with Street Treats El Toro Loco and Tempest Steed. Fun fact, this is the only Series 40 truck still in this event. And he will keep up his momentum and advance. Next up, we have Shield taking on Black Pearl. And Shield gets the win. Next up, we have the Trophy Champions Bone Shaker taking on Rebel Lion. And Rebel Lion with the come-behind win. All right, next up, we have Steer Clear taking on the Power Smashers Bone Shaker. And Bone Shaker defeats Steer Clear. And the final race of round number 4 is a Bigfoot battle between the Trophy Champions and the Golden Bigfoot. And the Golden Bigfoot gets the win. All right, we are now at the quarterfinals. I hand-selected 3 random trucks to come back as fast losers. So our quarterfinals is set. I will say the names of the drivers in the semis. So let's kick off the quarterfinals off with Tempest Steed, and the Shield. And Shield with the come-behind win. Next up, we have Rebel Lion taking on the Power Smashers Bone Shaker. And Bone Shaker defeats Rebel Lion. Next up, we have the Gold Bigfoot taking on the Amazing Spider-Man. And Gold Bigfoot beats Spider-Man. And the final race of the quarterfinals is Undertaker and Venom. And Undertaker defeats Venom. All right, everyone. We are now at the semifinals for Science Series 100, the last ride. Let's go over your field of trucks. And apparently, and this is kind of interesting, we have 1 Spin Master and 3 Hot Wheels. All right, let's say some names. Inside of the Shield, we have Mark the Fan 2005. Inside of the Power Smashers Bone Shaker, we have Beast 101. Inside of the Golden Bigfoot, we have Devin MacArthur. And inside of the Undertaker, we have Red Crash Speedway. All right, we're going to kick the semis off with Shield and Bone Shaker Power Smashers. And the Shield takes the win. Who will meet Shield in the championship race? Will it be the Gold Bigfoot or the Undertaker? And Bigfoot defeats Undertaker and is going to the championship race. All right, and here we are with the championship race for the final sign-up series, Sign-Up Series 100. Inside of the Shield, we have Mark the Fan 2005. And inside of the Golden Bigfoot is Devin MacArthur. Devin MacArthur has competed in a couple of my sign-up series, but he's looking for his first win. Even though this is my last sign-up series. And Shield is not only a debuting truck, but is piloted by a debuting driver who is also looking for their first win. So, yeah. But either way, no matter who wins, this is my last sign-up series. So, yeah. Who will take home the championship for the final sign-up series? We will find out now. In 3, 2, 1, go! Your sign-up series, your champion of sign-up series 100, the last ride, is Devin MacArthur in the Gold Bigfoot. Congratulations, dude. You have just gotten your first win. You have just won Sign-Up Series 100, my final sign-up series. Man, this Gold Bigfoot is a speed demon. And, oh man, I feel like you chose the right truck. Because, man, is this thing fast. Oh, man. Mark the Fan 2005 and Shield. I am so sorry, man. Your truck, the Shield, was a really fast truck. This truck was really fast, made a really good impression for my final sign-up series, had lots of momentum going, but just came up short. I would say to you, you just gotta make it that one step further and you'll win. But this is my last sign-up series. But however, I will still be doing points competitions at the end of the year, so look forward to that. And maybe, you never know, if I decide to, I could resurrect the sign-up series. But for now, the sign-up series is now retired because this is my last event. But don't worry, I will keep the tradition alive via points competitions unless I decide to. And like I said, you never know, maybe I will bring it back in the future. But for now, the sign-up series is now retired after this event. Once again, congratulations to Devin MacArthur for winning Sign-Up Series 100, the last ride. And thank you to everyone for participating. And thank you to my commentators, Dallas Videos, Mosham Firestorm, and Ryla McCord. And, and thank you all for this. Thank you all for the memories, my Sign-Up Series friends. And, this is, I guess this is goodbye. for the sign up series anyway. But don't worry, I'll still be on YouTube. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching my final sign up series. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun doing this, but the sign up series is finally retired. So with a heavy heart, goodbye sign up series, and once again, thank you for watching the video. Peace out.